Seven Deadly Birthdays was a show about a girl named Maddie who it kind of followed her throughout her life, and there was a sin that coordinated to each one of her birthdays.
A comedy about Catholicism and going through the life of a single character and all the different birthdays that she has through her life. And
she, of course, grew older. So she started when she was 7 years old, I believe, or 6, very young, very small, and grew and grew and grew. And so each scene was a number of years later. That was a very particular time in Maddie's life.
Lauren Johnson played Maddie, who I had all of my scenes with because she was she's the main character of the show, so she's in every single scene, and she was a joy and wonder to work with. So funny, so talented, brought life to every single one of Maddie's stages in her life with such grace, such drunken grace that one could only wish to achieve.
Rachel Terrell. Rachel Terrell is so talented. She's been in a number of our productions, starting with singing in Alice, and then she was Maddie's best friend in Seven Deadly Birthdays.
Ada McAllister was Maddie's mom.
Oh my gosh, I love Ada McAllister so much. She's such a bundle of fun.
And so funny. So funny and so sarcastic. Oh, she's sassy. She's she's a sassy lady. That Ada.
Dick Phillips was in it. He was played an amazing priest in that. Danielle
Mitchell, who played Bernie. Danielle, oh my gosh, off stage, on stage, love that girl.
Saya was in it as Mother Superior. That was so much fun.
I mean, this role was perfect for Saya. She's fantastic singing voice. Terrifying. She had this big honking prosthetic nose that I don't know if she could breathe out of very well, but she's horrifying every night. And the giant mole.
I played Sister Anne, and she had a bit of a drinking problem.
The first thing I remember about Patrick is Chelsea saying, like, he's a very attractive man. He's a very attractive man. And I was like, okay. We did have Shay, who was a volunteer who was a godsend and wonderful. We could have her back for every show because she's worked so well with us.
Maddie Matthews played the young Father Oliver that Maddie was able to lure in with her awful decisions. Terrible, evilish deeds.
So I was when we first started working with the actual booth between us, because when we were, rehearsing, we just look at each other. I was trying to look through them, and Chelsea had at one point had to be like, no, you sit straight ahead.
It's the whole Copious Love way where everything is about the production. Everything is to enhance the experience for the audience. There's a live confession booth for people to go and talk and admit their sins to Father Oliver.
I love our bartenders that we've had for Copious Love shows because one, they're always in costume, but two, they're always in sexy costume. So our nuns did have habits on, which you see from the bar waist up, and then when we did serving in the audience, they were, I think they might have been corseted, fishnets, heels. And that's the thing about what I love about Copious Love, one of the many things, is that they encourage laughter, they encourage audience reactions. We did have, for Seven Deadly, you were saying the communion that was served, which kind of puts you within the world of the characters, which is great, because then it creates a world for the audience and where they're kind of, involved as opposed to, viewing it like on a TV.
I was involved in a little bit. I worked the door for that, so as a performer, I get to be on stage and I don't get to meet hardly anyone unless I am able to stick around, and if people are willing to stick around to meet the actors, that's great, but most of the time I don't get to. So working the door, I finally got to meet some of the names of people that were involved in the Kickstarter, that were involved in that came to other performances, that have been attending Copious Love shows since the beginning, so that was so much fun.